What's going on, YouTube? I just opened my garage door up from waking up. I don't know if they can get me in the light. There we go, that's better. What's going on, YouTube? First off, I want to say, make sure you like, share, subscribe to my videos. Also leave a comment and hit the notification bell. The button should be in the lower left-hand corner. Now, as you can see, it's a beautiful day outside, so I'm probably gonna pretty much enjoy the day. Been worked a lot of days, finally get a day off, so I'm gonna try my best to enjoy my day. But that's not what this vlog about. This vlog is about my car. As you can see here, my 2018 Camaro SS convertible. As you saw in my previous video about my car, I upgraded the exhaust system. And like I say, if you're gonna upgrade something on the back end of the car, it's always best to upgrade something on the front end of the car as well. Now, by me upgrading my exhaust, which is a little bit louder than I wanted it to be, but sounds really good. I get all the popping, I get all that amazing stuff that you would want out of an exhausted sound that I bought from Amazon. If you want to check that video out, go ahead and check that video out under my page. If you hit the subscribe button, you would get the video, right? But that was a good video, a review on me getting my custom exhaust done, which I suggest every Camaro SS owner. Even if you're a V6 owner, if you got dual pipes, I suggest you getting the exhaust upgraded. The performance upgrade is very much noticeable. It's not a lot, I know, but you notice it. The acceleration is a little bit quicker, and you get to growl with it. Sounds really, really good. And the exhaust system will work for Challengers, Chargers, all that, Mustangs. It'll work for all of those different kind of vehicles. But today's video, since I did upgrade my back, now I want to go ahead and upgrade something on the front. So I've been waiting on this package to come. The package has finally came. I'm gonna go ahead and install it. Hit the car wash next, and then I'm gonna go ahead and test drive it around to see how it feels. So stay tuned for the rest of the video. Signing off in a minute. All right, YouTube. I've been working so crazy lately that I didn't really have time to. As you can see, I got boxes all in the corner, been ordering stuff, ain't had time to do anything with it, but this big box is what holds the surprise right there. Surprise I'm excited about. You see the big Amazon sign on it. So let's see what's in there. And if you watched my previous video, you pretty much know what was gonna be in there, right? It's a pretty big box. All right, I'm gonna get this box unveiled and out to the garage, and then I'm gonna come back. All right, I'm back. Sorry about the video cutting out. I went on and brought the box out to the garage. As you can see, it's a pretty big box. And are y'all ready for the surprise? Yep, there it is. Finally got my cold air intake. I went with Airaid intake system. Let me spin this around so you can see it. I went with the Airaid intake system. Ordered it from Amazon. And we're gonna go ahead and get this bad boy installed. I'm gonna pull it out the box. I'm gonna pop my hood and show you everything that needs to get done for the install. And then I'm gonna give you the end result on how the video came out. Then I'm gonna, of course, I need to make sure everything in the box, nothing is damaged. But let's see how it looks. Now I went with this air intake. They have a few others. I know K&N has one. I didn't want the K&N one. I didn't want the K&N one because I didn't want the open style intake. Even though the K&N was on the cheaper end. You can see this is the hardware kit. This is pretty much all the clamps, all the screws that's needed. It's supposed to be just a direct bolt-on system. I don't have to change anything, direct bolt on. So we're gonna set that over here in my raggedy toolbox. These are the, as you can see, these are the connectors, you know, the spacers. Connect the hoses together. Oh, this should come with a lot of different parts, don't it? This is the top cover. You can see what that look like. It says Airaid on it. Come with a little gasket on it to cover it. Some people had the clear ones too. I thought this one might be clear, but I see it just got the metal cover, which I'm fine with that. Move all of this out the way. And get out the way. Man, fight against me. They sure wrap it up good, don't they? I ain't mad at them, because this shit is expensive. And as you can see, the rest of the components. This is the hose. Heavy duty made. No complaints there. Got the connections there. You got to take the old parts off the old setup to add it to the new setup. I'm gonna set this on the ground so I can get that box out the way. Oh, my camera about to fall. Sorry about that. That just kind of rolled over. Trying to do all this with one hand. It's not easy. As you can see, this is the box. It's another spacer. It's pretty much the box look like. All this stuff feels really heavy duty. You can tell it's not cheaply made, which is what I wanted, something that's not cheaply made. All the info, stickers and stuff that I'm never going to use. This is all the info. You see the instructions on how to completely assemble it. All the information I need is there. And this, of course, is just, grab it out, sorry about that. This, of course, right here, as you can see, is just a high flow premium filter. Improves airflow and filtration. And that's all that is. Put this wrapping back in the box. Side, because it's a big box. It is in the way. And if things go right, I won't need it because I definitely don't plan on returning it. So let me get this out the way so we can continue on with the video. Boom, that's thrown on the ground and out the way. So this is pretty much all the components that come with it. The air hose is there, as you can see. Then you got the box that all the hoses connect to, and it sits down inside the car. That's where the airflow comes in at. And then you got the filter that goes in there. Then you got the paperwork, installation, and a bunch of stickers if you want to put the stickers all around the car. And then you have the gasket, and I have the lid. I thought it would be a clear lid so you can see it, but it's not, which is cool. That's a lot more durable and should last a lot longer. Then it got the hose connectors right here, and then it has the clamps and screws and everything else it's gonna need. So let's pop the hood on this thing and get it started. All right, y'all, so this is what it looks like under my hood. Yes, it's dirty. I haven't cleaned under my hood. Probably none this year, to be honest with you. I haven't driven my car that much this year. But yeah, I haven't put anything under the hood at all. Cleaned under the hood at all, so that's why it looks real dusty. One day I might go ahead and clean it up, but it's not a show car. It's a driven car. It's a performance car, so I'm not cleaning it yet. But this is what the 6.2 liter Camaro engine looks like for the SS. A lot of people don't have that bar across the top, the stabilized bar. I highly suggest it. It helps balance it out and keep it going straight. I got a speaker box in the trunk, or else they do make one that you can put across your trunk as well. If you you're not utilizing your trunk space. I have a speaker box in the trunk, so I'm utilizing my trunk space. Now it's pretty basic. You got the hose clamp there, you can see. This is another hose, breather hose, air hose. It has a simple clamp on it, and the factory style clamp here, you just take that off. That goes on a new one. As you can see, they just use basic rubber hose. The new setup is not rubber at all. It's probably ABS plastic or some polyurethane plastic or something like that. This is the old lid. As you can see, it has a little spot where it sits in at. As you can see, it's pretty big, sit in there. But everything nice, neat, and flush. This one has an extra hose here. I need to make sure that one has 2 hoses. Now that I see it need 2 hoses, if it don't, that's going to be an issue, but I'm going to double check for that because you want to make sure it has the same. You want hooking this back up the exact same way the factory is. It's supposed to be a factory install, so we're going to see. And then you got this hose clamp. So it's really basic. A Phillip head and a flat head, you can take this whole thing apart. And then you got the sensor here, which is the air sensor. Not the mass airflow sensor, the air temp sensor. And then you take all of that apart, throw it to the side, install the new stuff. So I'm gonna briefly be going over my new install. This is not a big project. This is really something that if I wasn't recording would probably take me 15 to 20 minutes and I'll be done with it. I went with this setup. They got two other ones that was interested to me. In fact, let me flip this camera around in a minute. Like I was saying, I went with this setup. It's two other setups that I was interested in with my Camaro. K&N does make one. Now K&N is the cheapest one, right? So, and I mean cheap, like $300 cheap. That ain't a lot. It's a lot of money, but in the cold air intake setup or cold air intake world, that was the bottom end one that you can get was the K&N one. I didn't like that it was open. You look how dusty it was up underneath my hood. So I will often have to clean it. I wanted something in a more sealed system. Now one that does come clear, I tried to order another one from Amazon. I think cost close to what I paid for this one, and it did have a clear lid. I forget the name of the company, but I might throw it in at the end, or I might throw a picture in here so you can see it. And then the third one is, of course, the most expensive one, which is the GM Performance one, which looked very similar to the other one that I wanted to order. So, which I throw a picture up for that one too, so you can compare yourself and see, you know, which one better suits you. Now the GM one, you can just go to GM and order it. You don't have to order it from Amazon. You can still order it online. You might save, you know, $80 or close to $100 if you order online. Of course, it's more at the dealership, but the cheapest price I was seeing was like $500 for it. I think the dealer wanted $585 for it, which is a lot of money. It's almost $600 for a cold air intake. You know, you may gain 10 horsepower or something like that. You get a little bit quicker throttle response that you can tell. So you got to decide for you, is it worth it? But like I always say, if you're going to upgrade something in the back, like the exhaust system, which all I did was put an axle back system on here, stainless steel axle back system with 4-inch tips, and it does sound great, why not upgrade something on the front end? As we all should know, the engine is just a big air pump. A lot of people don't know that. The more air you get in it, the better performance you get out of it. Now with turbos, and everybody getting these cars with these superchargers just forced induction air. It's forcing more air inside of the motor. That's why you're getting these extremely high horsepower motors. And turbos is pulling air from the exhaust, forcing more of the exhaust out. And that's why you get turbo. Turbo got more of a lag to it than a supercharger. Supercharger is a little bit more instant. But one bolts on the exit part of the motor, the other one bolts on the intake side of the motor. It's a little education for y'all who didn't know. But my motor is not supercharged. The supercharged, of course, is the ZL1. And the supercharged version comes with almost 200 more horsepower just by adding a supercharger. So you can see the big difference is by forcing more air in there. But in any case, that's why I bought the cold air intake system, because I replaced my exhaust system already, and I want the maximum performance. If I'm gonna change something on one end, I want to change it on the other end too, to kind of balance out the equation, right? Change something on the front, equal something on the back, balance the equation. You understand what I'm saying? A little math for you. In any case, I'm about to go ahead and get started on this and check out a few things to make sure I can even hook this thing up, because I see you got to have those two setup plugs on it. If it don't have it, I'm not using it. It's going back, and I'm gonna order another kit, which is gonna suck. But you're going to get both of these videos in a minute. All right, this is just a mid update. Once I saw that I had them 2 tubes and it only had 1 tube on here, I had to go to the instructions. Now these instructions are incredible. Look at that. Full picture instructions. So the good thing about ordering this is that it does come with full picture instructions. And what I noticed on this last part, as you can see, because it is an extra tube, they call it the resonator diaphragm. It says the resonator bolts and bracket will not be used with the Airaid. So you completely getting rid of the resonator system, the lines and everything. You just unbolt it from the vehicle. And according to this, they got a little extra plug where you plug it off at the firewall. Which you can see it bolts there. It got this long tube that runs from the firewall all the way to the air box. So I was worried about that, so I couldn't break out the instructions and read it. This was just a brief interruption. Another reason why this is a really good brand, honestly, is it gives you picture instructions on how to do it, which I know how to do it myself, but I didn't understand. I had an extra part that wasn't in a box. They saying it is not needed with this Airaid system, which is awesome. So let's get to the install. Now I tried to set my camera up so you can actually see what I'm doing as I take it apart, kind of step by step. Especially since that extra part has to come off. First thing we're going to remove is this. You just need something to compress the hose clamp, which I like to use some vice grips. This is the perfect hose clamp tool. The angle needle nose, because they got the length and you can squeeze, and you're going to see why I like using these over vice grips and things like that, because look how that happened. I'm going to leave that clamp on there. I'm going to leave that on there because I shouldn't need it. Then you got this compressed style clamp on here, which is a little bit different way to take that off, because this is for the PCV setup. This is the mass airflow setup, and this is the resonator setup. So this piece come off, it's a compressed clamp on, just something the factory uses that nobody ever uses after it's taken off the factory. So I'm gonna go ahead and next get my flathead and take these hose clamps off. Which we're gonna start with this hose clamp here. Real simple, take a hose clamp off. Pretty sure we all know how to do that. Then you got another hose clamp here. And like I say, the instructions come with exactly how to do it. Exactly. And from my understanding, adding this should not void your warranty. Hopefully it doesn't, but it's always best to keep the old parts in case you gotta go to the dealer and you need to swap all of this back to the original, you know what I mean? Then what they don't know won't hurt, right? Now I'm gonna take this compressed clamp off because I shouldn't be using it. Well, first let me take this sensor off. Now this sensor is look like it's a tab style sensor where it just push in and push out. So I'm gonna pop the back of it off a little bit with the flathead. It's the only thing about my car being so dirty, my hands gotta get all extra dirty. Oh, I don't wanna break it. Why is that not coming on? You know what, let me slip it this way. My flathead might be too big for it. And that's probably why it's don't wanna come off good. One tab and already burst. The more than burst, it didn't completely came off. It should just be a push tab. Oh, I'm tripping. All you should have to do is squeeze it and lift it off. Newer cars, man, I'm so used to the old stuff. They make it real simple. So don't do like I did. I only broke a little half piece off the tab. It's not no big deal. The tab still works, but it just squeezes on and comes off. And you can easily just snap it back on, because this you're actually going to use. And it comes with this compressed style tab. I don't know if you can see this or not, but when it got this little hump in it like this, it got a little clip piece right here that it holds. This flathead may be too big for it. It is too big for it. They got a special tool that the dealer uses to compress that, but you can get a smaller flathead and get that off. I'm gonna take that off in a minute. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and get this box out the way, keep this process going. Just a little snap piece right there that you gotta pull off. Let's see how this, take this off. You need a Phillip head to get that box off. Which will look like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look like maybe 5 screws. We're gonna find out in a minute. It's best to hand these and use an air drill. You don't want them to strip. You can use a drill, but in my opinion, I would use a hand. I would use hands just to unscrew it. Drills, you can over tighten, you can spin it out too fast. It's just plastic threading, so you can mess up the plastic threads really easy by drilling, because you can't take away that feel. When you turn it by hand, you'll feel when you're stripping it, or you'll feel when you doing something else that it shouldn't be doing. And the weather's really nice, so I'm looking forward to getting some driving time out of my car today. We had a little bit of rain, a whole lot of work. One way down here. I think this is the last one. Should be. This is my first modification under my hood that I have done. Let's see how the sensor come off. It's usually a tab. I don't know if you can see that or not. I feel a little tab under the bottom that you can push in or pull out. They always have these red tabs. Almost all the auto manufacturers use them. And it's just a locking tab that locks it in place so it don't just slide out while you're driving or anything crazy. So you lift up on the tab, and then it got this little black button in there. You just push the button and pull out. They pretty much make everything easy. And then you can see it's 2 star bolts that to take this mass airflow out and bolt it to the new car. I mean, to the new box. So we just gonna set that down. That's all cheap factory stuff. They didn't spend a lot of money on that. I got 40-some thousand miles on the car. Look what the filter looked like. I never replaced it. You can see it got GM Delco stamp on it. This is a GM filter. My car has been to the dealership a couple times. Maybe they replaced it. I don't know. I know I didn't replace it. This bottom part usually just pop in rubber grommets, and they usually just pop out. I heard one of them drop, so I'm gonna have to pick that one up because those get reused. Remember, this is no longer getting used. Yeah, like, no, it's only 2 grommets. 2 grommets to the back. Oh, and the one big grommet here that goes here. That's the one that like fell. Which sucks because now I actually have to look for it. Like, where the fuck did it go? Because you're definitely going to reuse that. The 2 other grommets are still there. You get a flashlight. Hopefully it's somewhere I can locate it quickly. Like, can I get that lucky? Locate that rubber grommet quickly. So you can see the mistake I made. So when you're taking that off, make for certain that you are prepared to grab it. Okay, I can see it down there. And it fell all the way down here. Thank goodness they got a big wheelbase. Because all of this is that insulation that go inside your tire right there. And you can go through here also. It looks like I can get to my headlight, well, some of my headlight through there and over here. But that's a video for another time because I'm not doing anything to the headlights. My headlights are staying stock. So now I got that off. I got the rubber grommets off. I got the mass airflow sensor off. This is the resonator, which is no longer being used. It looked like it just snapped on like rubber. I got this. I got to take that off. I'm just going to set that to the side for now. Yeah, this is like it just like a fit on like a rubber grommet. But it's also 2 Torx screws. So I'm gonna take that off real quick. And I will let you know what size Torx it take. Right now I got a T50 might be too big. Damn, it's a T50. Shocked me. So it's a T50 Torx bit. T50 Torx bit to take this off. Make sure it's still recording. And it's a good picture. Yeah, it's a good picture. So a T50 Torx bit to take this off. Just 2 screws. And like they said, this is not getting bolted back on here. This is a resonator. It goes all the way to the inside of the dash. And it's pretty much just going to get plugged off, which is very interesting, but I'm not complaining. It's 1 screw. Now usually I like to put screws right back in their place, but if it's not going to be on there anymore, that's 2 screws. And you saw it fall. That's what this thing is. Bolts on is just 2 screws, 250 Torx. I will leave the whole setup set up. This is the resonator, air resonator. It goes all the way around to the dash, all the way in the back. I'm gonna show you that in a second because this thing is completely coming off the vehicle. They got so much stuff holding it on. But like the little tabs that come on it, they just pull apart. Nothing is difficult. The child can do it, it's so simple. The only difficult part is that one all the way in the back. That looks like a 10 millimeter. And I'm gonna show you right quick. It's a little dark here. I should have let my car go back, rolled out. Picture look good though. You can see resonator. I took it off from there with those 2 bolts right there. This is, you see that goes right into the intake. This is the piece for the PCV valve. This is the tab that I was talking about. All you gotta do is squeeze this tab in, and once it come out from the other side, lift it out. Everything is nice and simple. This is for the mass airflow sensor. Here's a closer up picture. As you can see, it got the red tab. You push this red tab back, and you squeeze that little smaller tab right there where my thumb is at, push it in, and pop that straight out. This comes straight off. As you can see, I'm tracing it. It has these rubber plug things on it, which is pretty nice. This is good to use. Like if I would use something like this, I would like to use something like this if I was putting an old school or something together. You just need the wraparound hoses, because you can see it just kind of snap around and unsnap. You can use it for all different kind of stuff. It's my first time seeing this on a vehicle. And as you can see way back there, can you see that? Move my hand out the way. Way back there is where it goes into the intake, right where my finger is at. It's not that easy to see because it's dark back there. And it's 1 10 millimeter bolt. Can't miss it. All you gotta do is trace this hose all the way back to that 10 millimeter bolt, and you will see it. Now I'm not gonna record me getting that out. I'm gonna get my camera a pause real quick. But you can see it's broken all down. Then I'm gonna restart it back up when I'm putting it all back together in a minute. This is just a quick pause. As you can see, I was able to get it all out. Like I said, just got these snap plugs in here. You just pull them apart. This thing, this is the part that goes to the firewall. And it just got the screw, 1 screw holding it. I'm gonna show you the 1 10 millimeter. I'm gonna show you what I used to get it out. It didn't take me nothing but a few seconds, you know, maybe a minute max. But the key, if you take all the screw out and you feel like you're still not getting out, you have to twist it over the bolt a little bit, and then it comes straight out, no problems. As you can see, it got that twist lock set up on it. So you gotta twist it to unlock it a little bit and then pull it straight out. Just wanted to throw that in there real quick so nobody won't get stuck on that. As you can see, it's on the ground. They saying that does not get used. If that don't get used, I mean, honestly, that might void your warranty. I'm not sure on that. But like I say, keep all your old stuff so that if you ever got to take this thing, your car back to the dealer, because your engine is still under warranty. I only have 40,000 miles on my car in 2 years. I don't drive it that often, but I got another year for my 100,000 or 36 month powertrain is over. So I'm gonna keep that around until that's over with. Then I'll make some real modifications to the motor. However, if you get the GM one and you install it, theirs come with the warranty, of course, because of the GM performance part. So that's something to think about if you want to spend an extra $100 or not. They both do the exact same thing. And it's easy to put this thing back on if you need to, right? We hope in Chevy building motors that we don't have to do that kind of stuff too. Now what I would do, this is always a good mechanic tip also, is you just take the bolts off, put them back, just in case I have to put that on, I don't have to go around looking for the bolts, right? Now those 2 bolts right there, I'm just going to keep with, put them in a box or something like that and keep it, all my air housing stuff together. So I don't have to go running around looking for that stuff, because I'm not going to stick the bolts in there and just have them sticking out, look a little tacky, right? But the one back there, it takes a plug back there, and I'm actually going to, I'm not even going to put that bolt back. I'm going to put all the bolts, have all the accessories together. I usually put my stuff in a Ziploc bag and tape it to the parts that I took off. Excellent mechanic tip. See, now you can see that bolt. You see that hole right there in the housing? Yeah, so that's going to get blocked off now. And it's not needed with this kit. So back to the install. Be with you in a minute. All right, this is the end video. As you can see, I have it in there. I just got to put the cover on it. It came with this extra bracket, little L bracket that bolt on there. The other 2 held in place, so it is a nice stock fit. Came with all the hose clamps. It gets bolted on through that way to this brake bracket, and you connect the filter to the bracket with a hose clamp, because as you can see, you can't reach the hose clamp afterwards, so you need to do all that beforehand. I got the mass airflow sensor on there. I got my PCV tube on there, which just come with a grommet. You connect all of this part back. You can see I removed that hose. I put that plug back there, and I put the 2 clamps on here. So everything is on. It's nice and solid. It came with this little sticker. I don't know how good the sticker is going to hold or not, but we're going to find out. That's the brand that I use from Amazon. This is a review on it. The product it costs. I'm going to post a picture of the product. Or if I don't, I will put something in the description about it. But yeah, it costs, and it's gonna have a price in it. So I'm gonna try to put it right here. And or at the end of this, at the very end of this video. But as you can see, everything is pretty much together. I just gotta put the 5 top screws in, which it comes with this shielding. And this gasket, it looks like maybe I peel these 2 apart. Fit that over there. And oh, it looks like this got some cover to it also, and put it on there like that. So that is the ending result. I'm gonna cover it up. I'm gonna peel all that off. This is going to be the picture in the beginning. I'm excited. I will give another review on how it's running, or I may add another video to this end, a short video maybe when I go to the car wash on how it's running. In a minute, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment, subscribe button for sure, and let's go Chevy gang. All right, this is the final outcome. The very end of the video. I know it was a slightly long video. Honestly, this took a little bit longer than I was expecting. This turned out to be about 45 minutes worth of work. The hardest part was getting that grommet in back there. Reaching your hand up in there. I done probably cut my hand a few times trying to get back there because that plastic right there is so sharp. But this is what the turnout was. You can see I got rid of that resonator. Move that hose, put this whole kit on here. Come with the shielding, the rubber grommet. You got the inlet right there for the air. And let's do a cold start. I don't think I did a cold start on here for the video for the channel since I